friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here for a movie review. I haven't did a movie review in a while, so I thought I'd give you one today. No Foolery Friday, because baby, the news this week was dry. And I didn't want to talk about what was trending, honey. Dry, honey, drier than a nun's coochie, child. So I thought I would give you a movie review. Now, what movie? Madea's Homecoming. Now, I thought Tyler got rid of Madea. It was a big thing that Madea was gone. He was going to move on to other things. Well, I guess Netflix said, here's some money. Honey, Tyler said real quick, pen to paper. He threw on that wig. He got him some little powder, and he was off to the races. Now, this isn't a spoiler. Tyler Perry had the Madea movies down pat. He definitely have a formula. So I'm not about to spoil anything. You see one Madea movie, you see all. So the 5 minutes into this Madea movie, I said, yeah, this is a Madea movie. Ain't nothing changed. One thing did change, though. Honey, Madea out here cussing. Now, of course, we done heard Madea say, you know, cuss words here and there. But she said the MF'er, and I said, well, I'm interested. That didn't last. So, 5 minutes into this movie, we have Mr. Brown putting on gallons of lighter fluid, 2 gasoline canisters besides said grill. We already know what's gonna happen. So we have Joe and Madea and their usual banter. And what happens, y'all? Oh yes, Mr. Brown catches himself on fire, and he's running back and forth, screaming, squalling, hollering while he's on fire. Now, I learned at the age very young to stop, drop, and roll, but we're dealing with Mr. Brown. Obviously, he's a dumbass. So he's running back and forth, screaming. He done ran into a bush, burning bush. Oh God, the humor. So we have Madea come out with a little teacup and throw it on him. The water hose wasn't working, and no one called 911. No one called the fire department. They just let Mr. Brown burn to a crisp. But, you know, it's just a movie. The next time we see Mr. Brown, he fine. He just got his butt cheeks hanging out. So the plot of this movie is Madea's great-great-grandson or great-grandson, Tim, he's graduating college. Yay. And who's beside him graduating as well? Well, his homeboy. Okay? His homeboy, his ride or die, he's his best friend. He's his best friend. Honey, he's the bestest of the bestest of the bestest of the friend. He's supportive. He's caring. He's loving. Boy, I wish I had a best friend like that. So, of course, they're talking about the graduation and going to Madea's and how Tim's mom is flying in. Her name is Laura, I do believe. And also, he's going to see his dad. The minute Tim mentions his dad, Dalvy gets triggered. Oh, he gets upset. He gets all swelled up in the chest. Obviously, he don't like his dad. So Tim is like, man, why my dad bother you so much? Why don't you like my dad? And so Dalvy, a 20-something-year-old college student, says, I don't like the way that your dad treated you and your mom. Who says that? Especially the best friend of a 20-some-year-old college student. But see, usually someone who would say that will be the mama's man. I didn't see that coming. So they're on their way to Medea's house. And who's already at Medea's house? We got Cora. We got Mr. Brown. We got Joe. We got Miss Bam. We got Laura. We got her best friend, Sylvia. Okay? That's Laura's best friend. Laura's best friend, Sylvia, picked her up at the airport. They're just talking and laughing. They go inside. Everybody's kissy, kissy, huggy, huggy. Laura is especially proud to say that Sylvia is my best friend because, see, during my divorce proceedings, she represented me, the best friend. And the best friend said, oh yes, don't y'all stop it. Stop giving me all these accolades. She my homegirl. I love her. She's my best friend. Of course I'm going to represent her. I'm an attorney. But too bad I can give you what all you deserve. Really, best friend? You should be a Rottweiler up in that courtroom. What are you, the Phaedra Parks? So they're just really blowing her up about this great friendship. And then we have Joe. Now, all throughout the first part of this movie, Joe is doing these, gay innuendos because, of course, Tim and Davy are best friends and they roommates in college. So obviously, they're a couple. Obviously, they're partners. So here is Joe saying this whole first part, making these jokes. And they're like rolling their eyes. They're like uncomfortable. Oh, it's just Joe. I think one of the funniest parts of the movie, I did cackle a little, is when Bam had her little interactions with Tim and Davy. That was funny. That was funny. I enjoyed that part. So later on, because see, everybody's there for this cookout, Red Lobster, whatever, we have a white lady show up. Two of them. Just out the blue. They knocking on Medea's door. They're like, who is this white woman? Well, come to find out that this woman is Davy's aunt and cousin. Davy's. Because see, we need to know more about his aunt and cousin. I guess. So of course, they're having their little dialogue. And of course, they have to have the N-word jokes because the auntie said Nick-ers. And of course, they thought that she had said the N-word. Humor. So, banter going back and forth. And the husband shows up, the ex-husband. Of course, Madea don't like the ex-husband because of how he treated Laura. He basically just threw them off. He didn't take care of them. He didn't help put the boy through college. He's no good. So he's in there and he's like, hey Madea, how are you? And what happens next, y'all? This is a Madea movie. She pulls out her weapon. Of course. And she shoots it up in the air. Like every other Madea movie. Hey Tyler, listen here. Maybe one time when you pull out the weapon, as Madea, you shoot somebody in the head. Preferably one of the characters you created. Now that would be a watch. So she pulls out the weapon, pow, pow, pow. Everybody's like, oh God! And then Joe, he poops himself and goes off. Because that's humor. So they're at Red Lobster. Everybody's at Red Lobster. And we have them talking about Black Lives Matter, defunding the police, and Has to have that little social conscious part. And so then we have Cora going through Medea's pocketbook, and she found some candy because Mr. Brown's sugar got low. So he needed some candy. She gave the candy. The white lady, Davi's auntie, she done ate some candy, but the candy is really laced with weed. Humor. The funniest part of that whole scene, the funniest part of that scene is Bam. Bam's facial expression and the way she talked is on point. I think Bam is the funniest character in all of the Madea movies. Her comedic timing is on point. Her facial expressions is on point. She's hilarious to me. So after they leave Red Lobster, they're back home, and Laura is talking to Davi's aunt. And Davi's aunt tells Laura that Davi is going back to Ireland so he can tend to the farm. This boy that came over from Ireland to Atlanta to go to college, graduate college, then leave college to tend to a farm in Ireland. What did he get his degree in? Farming? Stupid. So, of course, for some reason, Laura has a puzzled look on her face. She seemed concerned about Davi, her son's best friend, going back to Ireland and tend a sheep farm. So they all outside, child. Everybody's there. And it's time for Tim to make his announcement. Now before that, we have the white auntie who's high. We have Mr. Brown who's high. We have this little banter going back and forth. So Tim stands up and he says, I have an announcement. And his bestest friend is like, you can do it. Go ahead. Go ahead, tell him. I support you. Because you're my best friend. Go ahead. Everybody's there. So Tim, he's nervous. He was, worried. He didn't know how they're going to take his big secret. Even though earlier in the day, Joe was making homosexual innuendos while they were sitting there. But you concerned with how they will take it. He is the valedictorian of said college. So he says, family, I'm gay. And you hear crickets. Because Madea says, well, honey, child, we knew that. We knew that a long time ago. We were just waiting for you to say something. It's okay, we love you. We don't care if you're gay or not. So he's like, you all knew? So his mama, being the caring, loving, kind, supportive mama, she was like, yes, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. You're graduating college and you're gay. His dad is there. The no good dad that Madea has already said to leave. We don't want you here. In fact, Madea said, take your black ass out my house. So he's there, and guess who else is there, y'all? The best friend. The best friend is still there. So, in all of Medea's formats, there's another secret. See, we got Tim, who's gay. And then we got the no good husband. What's his secret? Oh, well, his secret is that he is marrying the best friend. Oh, they've been carrying on. And now they're getting married. Of course, the family members was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. You're marrying the best friend. How long this been going on? But see, Laura, the ex-wife, the best friend of the one that's sleeping with her husband. She was like, now. Y'all calm down. Y'all calm down. This is about my boy and his graduation. Black boy joy. Y'all stop it now. Y'all stop it. Because, see, apparently she knew about the best friend and her ex-husband carrying on. But, see, she thought that this happened after the divorce. Why would it matter? And why is your best friend picking you up at the airport? You giving her all kinds of accolades about how she represented you in your divorce proceeding. And she's sleeping with your ex-husband. That's not what a best friend does. Girl, stop it. Even though she didn't put two and two together that the best friend was sleeping with her ex-husband while they were getting a divorce. A donut short of a dozen. My God. So, then we have Davi. Davi says some slick comments to the ex-husband. And so the ex-husband's like, boy, don't be talking to me like that. You don't know who you dealing with. I'm a grown-ass man. So Davi's like, I don't care. You ain't no good. You're a clown. You're sorry. You're a punk. This is Davi saying these words. So then it comes out, baby, it's all good. And people's like, baby, what? Here's another secret. Dun, dun, dun. So many secrets in one family. So we have Tim that's gay. Then we have the ex-husband sleeping with the best friend. And now we have Laura, who's been sleeping with Davi. Da, da, da. So then we have Tim. So then we have the ex-husband and Davi having words. They done got into a fight. Y'all, when I tell you this was one of the worst fights I have ever seen. This fight looked like they rehearsed it about 55 times. Tyler Perry. Okay, you swing and then you move about 2 inches backwards. Got it. Oh, cut. Okay, now that was good. I know you're new to acting, but what I want to need for you to do when he makes contact is when you go, oh, okay? Okay. Take number 76. Action. Oh. So they had a fighting scene. And everybody's mad. You know, Tim is mad because his best friend didn't tell him about sleeping with the mom. The ex-husband's mad because the ex-wife is sleeping with his son's best friend. So, of course, we have to have the Madea words of wisdom because nobody gives advice like Madea. So here is the mother, Laura. And she's saying that, hey, she went to go visit her son in the dorm. And there is Davi, his roommate, in the dorm. And they hit it off. It was that easy. Then she says something interesting. She says, he's 12 years younger than me. I'm sorry, what? He's 12 years younger than you? How old are you, Laura? How old is he? Because, see, your son is graduating college. That makes him around 21, 22. I'm just saying in the traditional terms. Now, if Davi is 12 years younger than you, that means that he ain't the same age as your son, because that would mean that you had your son at 12. So the uncertainty of it all in the age threw me. Was it just me? He's only 12 years younger. So of course Madea is giving the words of wisdom. And of course she talks about how Davy's supposed to move back to Ireland and take care of the farm. And that is why she, didn't say, oh yes, I forgot this part, y'all. Davy proposed to the mother. And she said no. Because see, she's concerned about his future. She didn't want to put a wrench into his family, who she didn't even know. Because he's going to go back to Ireland on the farm. Child, if this mess. So then there is Madea telling a story to the sister and Laura about how she lost out on love. She said that her best friend, her homegirl, her roommate, was sleeping with her man. And she said that she went to find her. And the friend was on a bus. Now, Madea gets out her car, switchblade in hand and a weapon. And there is Rosa Parks, her best friend, on the bus. We all know the history of Rosa Parks. But according to Madea, the reason why Rosa did not get up off of the bus is because she was afraid Madea was going to stomp a hole into her butt. Then there's Tim, who's of course upset with Davy because Davy's been sleeping with his mother behind his back. So he didn't want to hear nothing Davy has to say. Davy is trying to, talk to him, tell his side of the story. I love her. I love her. But I love her. It's like, if you don't take your high yellow ass off that basketball court, you better. Shut up, Davy. Oh my God. Bless his heart. So he leaves. Here comes Madea. Madea got words of wisdom. So it's time for the graduation. Everybody's there. The whole family's there. Even Bam. Bam's at the graduation. They in the bleachers. They in the bleachers. They're not even sitting on the ground. They in the bleachers. Now, not only are they in the bleachers, we have Mr. Brown and Bam, the ex-husband, the no-good ex-husband, the best friend that he been sleeping with, they're in the front. And we got the mama and the sister in the back. So it's to graduation, and Tim gets up because he's valedictorian. See, he got book smarts, but his common sense needs work. Where'd you graduate? What college you graduate from? The dumbass college. I'm slow college. I'm slow with a dash of smarts university. What the hell's going on here? So he gets up and it's time for him to make his speech. He did this grand gesture and he rips it up. Oh. Now that was funny. So he gets there, he stands up there and he says, he talks about his family. He talks about loving his family, how supportive his family is. He even said that his best friend's been sleeping with his mother. He said that at the college. Okay. His college graduation speech. So of course it was caring. It was moving. It was heartfelt. Everybody was like, yes, oh my God, that was the greatest speech in the world. And of course he forgives his best friend. And if he loves his mom, he's cool with it. So the best friend was concerned about this daggone farm. His white aunt was saying that she understood and that they were going back to Ireland solo dolo, and he does not have to go and take care of this farm. So he proposes to Laura, and she says yes. At the end is probably the best part of the whole movie. Seriously, the end. One, it was over. Two, Madea did a whole thing about Beyonce. And I enjoyed that. I really did. And that's it, y'all. That's it. That is my take on Madea's Homecoming. Did I laugh at certain parts? Of course I did. I cackled. Certain parts, I did a good old belly laugh. But then certain parts, I was like, oh, Lord. But that's what made Tyler Perry, Tyler Perry. Out of 5 stars, what do I give Madea's Homecoming? A 2.5. That's it. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all enjoy it? Did you like it? Did it make you kick? Did it make you bust out laughing? Did you have tears rolling down your eyes? Y'all have a great, great rest of your day. Great weekend. And I will see you tomorrow for Love After Lockup. And until next time, friends. Bye!